everyone, and welcome to the Music is Our Hero podcast, hosted by Grammy Award winner Drea Young. This is the spot where we celebrate creativity, share stories, and lift each other up in the arts. Each episode will dive into conversations that inspire, empower, and spark new ideas, because art isn't just about what we make, it's about the community we build together. So grab a seat, get comfy, and let's grow in creativity side by side. The Music is Our Hero podcast, where creativity, community, and inspiration come to life.
All right, here I am in South Philly today in this cute little rehearsal storage space with Nat from Nat Fury, the band.
Night Fury.
Nat.
God,
I'm gonna get there.
You're good.
Night Fury. That's what I meant to say. Who we just met today. Last week there was a post on DIY Philly that her band is putting a single out this Friday.
We are.
And so I reached out and was like, hey, let's talk about it, because she was looking for some promo. So that's how we met, and we're here now. And
we love the internet sometimes.
And we love the internet sometimes. Yes, it's true. You
Yes.
are right about that. So, so let's talk about you. So we had a little blooper. So I did find out that you came from Mexico City.
I did. So I was actually born in San Diego. So I do have, not that my citizenship is any of anyone's business, but I was born in San Diego and I grew up in Mexico City.
Okay.
So, I'm mostly like my childhood, everything's been from Mexico, and I miss it a lot, but I'm also happy with where I am now. I mean, I wouldn't have started Night Fury if I hadn't left. So,
Did you do music when you were there?
I did. I've always wanted to be a singer, even when I was like little, and I was like such a pop girly. I loved like Britney and Lady Gaga. I love Lady Gaga. But I was, if I had a penny for every time my mom walked into my room and I was doing like a little dance and pretending that I was like a big pop diva on stage, I'd have a lot of pennies.
You would never have to be working.
No, well, in this economy, probably, but
Okay,
maybe less.
true.
But anyway, yeah. So I've always wanted to sing. I didn't think I was a good singer until someone had like a teacher. Her name's Maria, and she heard me singing in the bathroom, and she made me perform in the school festival. And I am forever grateful for her, because she kind of really encouraged and sparked that in me, and then I started to actually pursue it. So I was doing a lot of musical theater and
How
pop.
many years ago was that?
I was 13, so 2000. How old was I? 2008, 2007.
So it was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, because I'm 31
that
now.
happened.
So
Okay.
but yeah, so I started doing musicals and singing, and every opportunity I had to sing, I would take it. But I had a lot of gatekeeping, unfortunately. Like a lot of, every time I tried to get more into rock, I kind of had a lot of judgment from a lot of male figures in my life. So I didn't really get into rock till I was older, and I'm kind of grateful that I wish I'd gotten into it since I was little, but I think I'm grateful the way I came to it, because it was because I was called to it, and now, Night Fury was formed, and now I'm super happy that happened.
Yeah.
It's been a fully DIY project from the beginning, and we're still hustling in the DIY. But I mean, it's an awesome project, and I have a lot of big dreams for it.
Yeah. So when did the band start?
I started the band in 2022 with Paul Sevier, that's his stage name, who is no longer in the band. And yeah, we started just jamming at my house, and I told him I really want to do a band, and it was actually the same thing as you and me, where I posted on Facebook, I want to start a band. I moved to Philly right before COVID, so I didn't know a lot of people, so I was posting on Facebook, who wants to be in a band, and that's how I connected with him. And here I am now. We're 2022, so almost 4 years that we've been working on the band.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited about it.
And so he's not in the band anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Is there who's in the band?
So the band right now is me, and then Aaron Weeks is our guitar player. He's awesome. Morgan Rice is our bass player, and then Brian Chapman is our drummer, and they're all great people. Super talented people. I'm really grateful that they're in the band with me.
Awesome. the single. So the single is what's it called? What's it?
Quisieras, which means
Yeah.
yeah, you wish.
I did look that up last week.
Yes.
Yes.
Quisieras, so it means yeah, you wish. I wrote it actually
Ya
kind of a little bit
quisieras.
about the gatekeeping and about the I think that a lot of men think that women think they're all that. They think we think, oh my God, men, right? And I don't know. I feel like a lot of men think that we're really at home like,
I don't even
men,
want to know what
how
goes
can I
through.
make men like me? And like when a guy turns me down or like when I turn a guy down, I feel like they're truly, I mean, I'm in a relationship now, but I feel like when a guy turns me down, they really think I'm like pining for months, or like it's like the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And there was a lot of like a very big thing with, I mean, it's probably a thing here too, but a really big thing with dating in Mexico was, oh, yeah, well, you're fat anyway. You know, like, oh, like, well, you're ugly anyway. I didn't even want to date you or whatever. Whenever they'd be like, hey, you want to go on a date? I'd be like, oh, no, thanks. Well, you're ugly anyway.
That's what the guys would say?
Yeah, like like, oh, well, you're fat, gorda. I mixed two languages at the same time. Like, oh, you're fat. I don't want to go out with you anyway. So I wrote a song called Yeah, You Wish, and it's basically me being like, you're not that big of a deal. I'm going to forget about you the minute the song is over. And actually, that's one of the lyrics is, se me va a olvidar que existes acabando esta canción. Like, I'm going to forget you exist when this song is over. And I do. So, but yeah, I just do think a lot of men, think that we think they're all that, and I think that song's about that. Like it's a very like femme anthem in my opinion, and I'm really happy that I wrote it. It's the first song I've written for the band in Spanish.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought I saw something online saying it was the first.
It is like we have a translation of a song that we released, but this is the first song that I wrote for the band that is in Spanish. So I'm really excited. I'm very excited about it. Yes.
Yeah. So what was the writing process like? Did you go to the band, or did the band have music and you wrote to it, or how does that work?
We write songs. Like, I don't think we've written a single song the exact same way. Like, every song has kind of like appeared from the ether in a different way. Like, Ya Quisieras, I went to a bar and I was sitting at a bar because I wanted to like just write somewhere that wasn't my house. And it just I just like started to write it, and I think I wrote the first version of it in like 15 minutes, or 20 minutes. And then, I wrote it off of like, I started to learn how to play the guitar. So I was messing around with the guitar and I accidentally wrote something that I liked when I was practicing with it. And I wrote it off of that. And then that's kind of how it came. And then I just, brought it to the band, kept fixing it up a little bit. And then I think we performed it for the first time last summer. We performed for the first time on stage, but it's coming out this Friday and I'm very excited about it.
Is this the first thing you've released in a while?
This is the first thing we've released this year. We released, our last single that was released was Anadonia. That was last year.
Okay.
And it's honestly one of my favorite songs that we've written, that we've released as a band. Paul, who's not longer in the band, wrote that, and I think it's just such a banger. It's so fun. Anadonia, I think it's like one of my favorite songs that we have out there.
How about the recording process? Did you guys how did that go down?
We did it really differently than our first album, and Dre and I talked about it a little before we started the podcast, but our first album was written and recorded in a basement, and it was very DIY, and I think it has a lot of heart, but it also sounds like it's not in a soundproof room. And this time around we went to Lancaster and we recorded the song in like a recording studio. One of the students there, his name is also Paul, and he's cool, and I don't know if he's listening to this, but he's cool. If you are, hey Paul, you're cool. We recorded it there, and one of the students there was the recording engineer, and he was awesome. And then it was produced by our previous bass player, John Show, who is one of the best people in the world. And he's mixed and mastered everything we've ever done. So he's cool as hell. And yeah, that's how we recorded it there. We did most of the instruments there. We kind of ran out of time, so we didn't do the vocals. And then the vocals were done in my living room about a month later that we found the time. We set up in my living room, put the cats away, and just recorded it. Yeah, my cats are all up in our stuff
that's what
sometimes.
cats.
Yeah.
They're
We
the
love
best.
cats, though. We love cats.
They're the best,
yeah.
but they ruined. Yeah, all these are cat paws. I had 3 cats, but they all passed
Aw,
away. I had
I'm
them from
sorry.
like 25 to 41, so they lived their full life. But cats are the best, but they they ruin everything. If no one ever heard you before, how would you describe your sound to them?
I think that the best way to describe our sound is a bunch of former emo kids are angry and want to sing about it, but we're also theater kids, so we're a little like at the same time.
Okay.
So yeah, I love glitter and theatricals, and I mean, I was a pop diva in my room when I was little. Of course, I love
Right.
glitter, and of course, I love
Glitter drives me
theatrical.
insane. Glitter
You would hate me. You would hate all my
glitter
stuff.
drives
It's all
me
covered in
insane.
glitter.
You throw it like, have you ever just like had
No.
a show and thrown glitter?
That I wouldn't. I
You have
haven't
to talk
done
to
that.
the venue first.
It's
before I-
because of the venue I haven't done it. It is not for lack of wanting to. I have wanted to do it
Maybe
so
you can
bad.
put something down on the floor,
Like a
like
tarp,
a
yeah.
giant
That's super punk. Don't
tarp.
do that.
or something. I don't
Yeah,
know. That
just
might be a lot
confuse-
of work.
Honestly, I've worked for burlesque shows, and you'd be surprised. Like, people put a tarp down, and everyone's like, "Oh, something's about to go down." And then
Yeah.
I've seen burlesque performers do water, fake blood,
Yeah.
confetti, glitter, and then they just wrap up the tarp,
Just wrap
and then
it
it's
up.
fine. So, I mean, maybe we'll see. I do
Maybe.
put rhinestones on all of my things, so I'm always a little
Your
bit
microphone
sparkly.
have rhinestones on it?
It will at some point. I need to buy like a little sleeve for
and
it.
the stand.
That's a good idea. I should make a little glitter stand. That would be fun. But yeah, I do like sparkly things. So it's like I would say theatrical rock. I think that for someone who's listening to us for the first time, I think that we do a really good job at combining some emotional things about depression and and mental health, but also finding humor in issues with mental health. I think there's a lot of that in our music too. Especially if you're listening to Anadonia, it's a very sarcastic song.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think we're very loud, we're very opinionated, we're very like in your face, and I think that I like music that's in your face.
Yeah.
I feel like it wakes you up a little, makes you think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's it like being the front? Are you like the
I am, yes.
So you're the front person,
Mhm.
so like all around, is it like the front person deal? Like what's it like to you get all the attention?
I do.
Or is it kind of equal?
So
Sometimes
I want it to be equal so bad, and it's just I'm the front woman, I'm the lead singer, and I'm the oldest member of the band, so it's like one
you're
of
the
those.
woman, so everyone else is guys.
We have 2 non-binary people in our band,
Okay,
and then
okay.
and then a guy, and then me.
Okay.
It's weird because like I don't like the attention, but I do like the attention. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's
does.
just like
It does.
if someone's like, "You did so good," I'm like, "No, I didn't." But I also want to be confident, and I like being the front woman. I love performing, and I love all that. And like, I mean, I like compliments, but I also don't like the idea of maybe being self-centered. So I feel like
So
a
it's
little
weird.
yeah, it feels weird to like, I know I need to be like posting more of my face and more videos of just me, and I just feel weird. It's just like the weirdest combination of emotions.
No, it's
but
understandable because I've always felt that way about bands. Like I was
Mhm.
huge when we're in this Nirvana shirt, but like
Yeah.
I was a teenager in the '90s, so I was a huge Nirvana fan, and it started with me. Then it's like
Mhm.
Kurt Cobain's not the only one in the band.
No, I know.
Like he's the songwriter and
Mhm.
he's the front guy, but these others. So I understand when you're saying like. It's great. I enjoy it, but like I really don't want it to be like this is all me because
yes, there's an awkwardness to it, and I'm just I am very outgoing.
you got diva in there, but you don't have the full.
I've
diva.
got diva attitude. I don't like being a diva. I don't.
Yeah.
I think that's the best. I'm like, okay, diva, but I don't like being like, oh my god, she's such a diva. And I think there's like I know that we can move back to this, but there's also like, oh, women aren't allowed to say good things about themselves because then it's like braggy and like we don't like that. And like it took me a long time to be like, no, I'm a great singer and
Yeah.
you and yeah. So it's just an awkwardness of everyone in the band works really hard, and the different person gets all the attention, but it's also just like I'm a very friendly person and I'm a very outgoing person, but I'm also very a socially awkward person. So it's just it's a weird combination to be in the front, but I also
sometimes
love
the
it.
band doesn't want any attention either.
Yeah.
How do you
that's the
feel about
case.
bass players? Are they quiet? The ones that you've dealt with?
It's so funny because yes, but also John, who was our bass player before Morgan, just transformed on stage. Like he would be all over the place, like shaking his head, like like just giving it his all, and performing. And I think that for me, I just love bands that perform.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some really talented people who just stand there, and that's great, and that's a vibe too if that's what you want. But for me personally, I just love people who are performing, and you could just tell in their face how much they're feeling the music. And
They're in
John
it.
feels the music. So Morgan is also like really into like the performance aspect of it, which I'm really excited. They actually just joined the band recently. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a weird thing where I like a band that performs on stage and like you can see that they're enjoying it and they're having fun. And so I just think that Night Fury, like I could just, if I wanted to do my own thing, I would. I think that I like being part of a band, and I like feeling like I'm in a team. I like feeling like I have like all these like siblings. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like siblings. And like Brian, messes with me like an older brother would.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys all become like best friends.
Yeah, you become like
cute.
friends, and it is
as
cute.
long as everyone gets along. Yeah.
Yeah, and as long as like
when you were in the band before, like this band, like before everyone changed, was
Mhm.
it? What did it have the same feeling?
It did. I mean, yeah, it's always been a very like the people that left have always left over reasons that had nothing to do with the band or like our relationship is more like mental health reasons or
Yeah.
busy lives. Unfortunately, most musicians have a lot going on. We have to keep all these day jobs, and that's really been why people have left the band. It's never been like any like
disagreements.
conflict. Yeah, there's never been something like that. So I mean, I've laughed the hardest I've laughed with the band, and I've had great times. And we've done some shows where like, what the hell is going on, and we laugh about it, and we bond and we have inside jokes, and like
you don't take it too serious.
No, we don't take
like, even if something goes wrong, it's like, what are we gonna do? Sit here and
we take what we're doing seriously, and we definitely hope for this to become a full-time job, but we don't take it seriously like when something goes wrong or like
yeah,
we just have fun, because if it's not fun, then why are you doing it? And if you don't care about it, then why do it?
Yeah.
It's not just another job. Music is not just another job for most people who do music. It's not just a job. And
right.
And if you treat it like a job, then you might as well just do something that pays more money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And more secure.
Yeah. How often do you guys have to practice?
We practice once a week. Again, same thing. We just all have a lot going on.
Is it easy to have like the same day?
Yeah,
That's
just
like
do
a hard part of being in a band is
most
schedules,
of us,
right?
Most of
Anybody
us have
have
9 to
kids?
5s. No.
Okay.
Most
That
of us
helps.
have 9 to 5s. So we just kind of do it after work. Yeah, so it's just kind of like we just do Mondays after work. And then makes Mondays a little bit better.
Yeah.
A lot better, actually, a lot better. And then we do shows about once a month. October is normally when we have a lot of shows, just because our vibe is very, Halloween coded, and I love Halloween, so I'm very okay with it.
What venues do you guys play at?
We've done a lot of DIY this year. We just played at Lucky Saloon in New York City. That was super fun. Great venue, great people. Shout out to Thalo Events. They're super cool. And we're gonna play.
So DIY, like house shows, or
like house shows, or like
and they're like a thing in Philly. I feel like.
Yeah, well, it's just like I said. There's who knows how many hundreds of bands in Philly, and there's like 6 venues that you can realistically play at.
Yeah.
So people are like, all right, fine, we'll make our own venue. And I think that's amazing. And I think that's a really cool thing about Philly. Like, we're about to do Porch Fest May 30th, which we're really excited about. And then I'm super excited about Unpunk Fest. That's going to be at Thunderbird Hall May 23rd. Really excited about that. And then we're performing at Nikki Lopez May 25th. But yeah, it's
Nice.
yeah, it's a good vibe.
I feel like the pandemic kind of like started creating a lot of DIY too. Do you feel that way?
Yes, 1000%.
Because everybody was like, I mean, even the EDM culture and stuff like that, like the younger generation needed to find somewhere to go or something like, and so it like reawakened.
We need a community.
It reawakened a scene that actually was not doing well, that I didn't think it was doing well. And then I saw all these younger people and I'm so happy. Like they're
Same.
maybe 20 years younger than me, but they're like doing things. Like there was a whole scene in the 90s that was going on with warehouses and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And then everything got destroyed and everything ended.
Yep.
And then it all came back because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So the pandemic was like negative, but there's some positives, I guess.
I mean, I think that I think more of it like we found a way to find community during a terrible time.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what music is and art is, and what humanity is at the end of the day. I did a lot of like little like concerts in my bedroom. I called them Thirsty Thursdays with Nat.
Oh my God.
And they were the silliest, cheesiest little concerts. I was literally would just pick. I was like, I can do whatever I want. I'm just gonna do like basically do karaoke for an hour.
Yeah. And did you go
if people
live?
want to like send me a tip on Venmo, I did. And if people want to send me a tip on Venmo, that's great. So I did like Broadway. I did Lady Gaga night. I did 80s night. And so I would just like dress up and just pick it was so silly. And I had so much fun doing it. But like, that was a DIY. And then I participated in like some video shows where they'd be like, we're going to do a show, so you just send us a video of your performance, and we're just going to do like a Zoom call and play the video, basically. So I did like a few of those, but I think that really sparked I think that our hands being tied made us realize, oh, I can do things with my feet. I can do things with my mouth, like whatever. Like,
yeah.
That was dirty. I didn't want it to be dirty. But
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
That was like I was on a podcast
like,
one time,
no.
and we were in the studio, and on the studio there's all these pallets that they cut up the wood, and the girl was like, we were talking about songwriting, and she's like, like I can write about anything. I can write about wood. And I'm like, I get why you said that, but I don't know if that was the best word right now.
All good. We've all done it.
No. So yeah, but yeah, the pandemic did.
I mean, yeah, of course, it's not like, oh, I wish it would happen. Like, of course not. It was a terrible time and a lot of people died. But I think that we need a community and we found one. And I think that sparked the DIY world. And I'm thrilled about it. Like I said, we used to do DIY shows here. It was super fun. We can't anymore. But if my house had a basement where I could do DIY, you bet your ass I'd be doing a DIY there too.
You're probably going to fix your basement up.
I probably will. I don't think my boyfriend will let me house shows in our basement. But maybe. I don't know. I think it doesn't have to be a basement. I feel like
right.
You can just find like what we were doing was like an old cafeteria. So we called it the Caf because it looked like a school cafeteria. And like the second floor of the building.
Out?
No, so it was part of this building, and we would ask permission to use the basement until we were not allowed to anymore because we're heathens.
Right.
But anyway,
the worst.
Yes,
you guys are
I
the
know.
Worst.
I know.
You're loud.
But our last show there, we went out with a bang. Our last show there was a fundraiser against ICE, so it was a great show. We had a great time. We dressed up as porcelain dolls. It was awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we raised like $300, but we raised like $300 for Juntos, so that was really cool. So we went out with a bang, but I'm hoping that I'll find a new space to do it in, and it doesn't have to be a basement. It could be like a coffee shop after hours. It could be a parking lot, and like I think that we want to do music so bad that we find a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that a lot of industries can't say that. It's like, oh, I want to do this so bad, I'm just going to find a way to do it. Like musicians are like, all right, fine. You don't want to book me, I'll book myself, you know? And,
so you guys do all originals?
yes. Yeah. We'll throw a cover in for fun once in a while.
Yeah, but that's not what you're in it for.
No. I mean, we all love covers, right? We have a good time with covers, but yeah.
Yeah, like you would never want, would you ever want to, like, if you could get hired as just playing covers and you would make a couple $100, would you do something like that?
Yeah,
or?
I would. I mean, I don't think it would be our band. I think it'd just be like a project I would do.
Yeah.
Like I've auditioned for wedding bands, and I'm like a sub for a wedding band actually, but you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another industry and it's so much fun. I think that I have a lot to say and I want to say it. I was quiet way too long, and I was made quiet way too long. So I want to, I want to share my experiences, and I think that a lot of musicians rescued me when I was a kid, and I want to rescue myself with my own songs now.
Nice. Have you ever written something that was like so personal you're like, oh, I can't put this out?
Yes, and I put it out anyway.
And did people like it? Or you don't know?
I think so. I don't know because it's on that album, and it's a song about a deeply personal traumatic event I went through as a kid. It's called Crooked Teeth.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean it was hard to perform it. It was hard to record it. I've only really performed it like 2 or 3 times live because, again, it's like a DIY scene. I don't feel like it's the right space for it sometimes, and sometimes it's just hard for me to sing it emotionally, so I just don't. But yeah, that I would say that song. And then there's other songs I just haven't. Yeah, there's a couple songs, I guess, that I don't know if I'm ready to put out there because they're just like too personal.
Yeah, because when you just expose, you're just
you're just
out.
Exposing everything about you.
Yeah, unless the listener doesn't think about you.
Unless the listener doesn't listen, exactly. Well, I mean,
because they could just turn it into their story.
And I think that's really cool too.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely been
which then brings them closer to you in this
exactly, and I think that's
way.
Magical.
Yeah,
I think that's magical.
Yeah.
I think that's why we need music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do people know? Have you been at a show where people are singing like the words back to you that you've written? Have you gotten there?
Yes.
Was that magical?
It was. There was this one person, I don't know if they're listening, their name is Sammy, and they've just repeatedly gone to our shows. And I thought they were like friends with someone in the band. And then I realized, no, they were just coming to see us, and like to see them, they like drove all the way to Brooklyn to see us for our show at Lucky 13. And I saw them in the audience.
Happened?
Yeah, this just happened.
Okay.
And I wasn't like watching them the entire time, but I remember looking over and seeing them. I think they were singing the word Stanadonia. Yeah. And I remember feeling like this little, like, I don't know, like the kid inside of me was like, we did it. And that was so cool. That was so cool.
And you don't know, you don't know the person?
Sammy, I know them now, but like,
okay.
They kept coming to our show, so I just assumed they were friends with someone in the band. And then one day I realized, they just like us.
Fan.
And that's really cool.
And they drove to. They're not from Brooklyn. They drove there.
No, I mean they live in Brooklyn now, but they're from Philly, and they drove, or they live in. At the time, they lived in Philly, so they drove to Brooklyn for the show, or they went to Brooklyn for the show, which
sounds like a groupie.
Maybe. I don't know if I mean, I think.
Or is that a negative term?
I don't know, because they're
like
chill.
Yeah, they're not like a chill group,
chill.
like someone that's
I don't know. I just love them, and I think if they are a groupie, they're a very chill groupie, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
They're great. They're great.
So you guys are very casual and cool and calm. So maybe a lot doesn't happen, but there been a time when you're doing, let's see, is it studio or live? It could be anything, like where just things go wrong. Like, have you done a show where it's like
everything went wrong?
Everything went wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
and
we did a show.
Was it so wrong?
We still played. I mean, I like a particular incident. I don't know. There was a show where we performed, and there was a gigantic hole in the middle of the, like, let's call it a stage. it was barely a stage. It was like some, what are those like wooden things that people, pallets, like his pallets, I don't know what they're called.
Pallets?
Yeah, those big put together, but they were like rotten and old, and there was just a hole in the middle. And then the person who was running the venue was just like, hey, just don't step in there. And I'm like, oh,
Was this
okay.
in Philly?
It was not in Philly. I don't remember where it was, but like, and then we forgot the merch, so we didn't have anything to sell. So we went to CVS and bought a ton of like "Hi, my name is" labels, and I just bought like a silver marker and wrote Night Fury, really cool. And they actually, and like we obviously didn't sell those because, you know, it's not, the merch is to make money, yeah, but like if we didn't need to make money, I wouldn't sell it. I'd just give it to people.
Yeah.
Like I'm one of those people, like I wish I didn't need the money.
Yeah,
I
don't
wish it
even
wasn't
wanna-
about that.
yeah, I know.
I just want to give you the sticker. So I'm like, I'm not gonna charge y'all for these DIY like it's like, you want to tip us, that's great. But anyway, so
Yeah.
that happened. I think I almost faint. I was like a whole thing. And then what's funny is like everything went wrong, and then it was a great set. We did a great job. Oh, our phone, we record every show, our phone fell over. And
It was one of
so
those
you
where
could hear
everything-
like because it got like it threw over. In another show.
Did you know in the moment it was thrown over?
No, it was after the show. It's always after the show. You're like, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just
But it ended up being a good show.
it ended up being a good show. I would say like there's only like a handful of shows where I was like, I'm not here right now. Like I'm definitely not present. Or like there was one show where the audience was just, you know, and like there's no bad audience, and I don't like blaming the audience, but I just think we just weren't their vibe, and that's okay.
They weren't moving.
They just weren't into it, or like they were, and you know, there's a ton of autistic people out there, so maybe they were just like enjoying it quietly in like their own corner, and that's okay too. And
Yeah.
some people are socially awkward, and I mean, I'm socially awkward.
It was
And
just an event where they all
I
came
don't know,
to
they
one
were
room.
like on their phones. I was like, let's get up, and no one would get up. And then a friend of ours tried to help us and started dancing.
Was it a
and then-
free show?
It was not a free show. It was we were opening for. There was a band on
So
tour.
maybe they were like there for
They
the
were, yeah, I
headliner?
think they were there for the headliner, and they were just like, "Who is this? I don't care," you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, there's been shows like that, but I would say like shows where crazy shit happened. I would say just like, yeah, the hole in the stage was an interesting one.
So you guys
And
were
I love
all
how
around
like
the
casual.
hole?
Yeah, we were just around the hole, and then like I think there's a clip of John slipping into the hole a little bit.
Before the
Yeah,
phone fell
before
over.
the phone fell over. No, it was. We were like in the car, like, what the hell was that? Just cracking up, like,
Yeah.
you know, like what did we just do? Like that was so weird. But I mean, it was a good show. Like people liked it, so we were happy. I mean, I want to perform the same to 3 people than to like 100 people.
Yeah.
So I don't care
And
if you don't like
sometimes
me.
all that little
Yeah.
weird stuff makes it even better for the audience.
Yeah.
Because when they see the band like overcoming all this nonsense, like they might not have known though. But if they do see like there's a huge hole, and I don't know if they knew the other dilemmas going on, but
I think as
sometimes-
musicians, we know what we go through, but I think that people don't realize how much
They
we go
don't.
through. They have no clue. Like, you have no idea that 3-minute song you're listening to took like blood and tears.
Yeah.
and hours of me drawing. Because I do all the artwork, all the artwork. I do that too.
Oh, all the okay. Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
it's
so-
good artwork. That's nice.
Thank you.
I love
Appreciate
that.
it. Thank
I
you.
love that.
Yeah, we're DIY.
I love that. Keep it alive.
Yes.
Keep it going.
Yeah, I'm not waiting. Look, I waited too long. I'm not waiting for anyone to like do our artwork, do our PR, do anything for us. And like, I think that definitely works against me because I still have to make money, but so I have to like put energy into a job. But I'm also like, I'm not waiting for anyone. I left Mexico for this. You know, I'm not gonna. This is
And
what I want
with
to do.
music and art, when it's like a thing in
Mhm.
you, like it sounds like it's in you, like it burns you, like you have to get it out. Like,
Yes,
you have to do it. So that's the problem. Like with the direction I've gone with my life is because I
Mhm.
love what I do so much, and then it becomes, and I can do a lot of things. Like I did graphic design before recording, and I can DJ, and blah, blah, blah. I do so many things, and then I do catch myself, why would I outsource? But then also it can take up all your life.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's just, I guess, a band and your project, is probably a lot
I mean,
easier
obviously,
than
if we had the budget
50,000.
for it, we would absolutely, because like I know there's so many amazing artists that I would love to support, but I'm not about to be like.
Well, your art probably
you know.
has a certain look. Would you want to change it, or would you
I
find someone
mean,
that does, or
I
you don't
do
really
think
care?
it's both. It's like I do have like a little bit of like a, but I know what I want it to look like. But there's
Yeah.
also things I just don't know how to do, and that's okay.
Yeah.
When you don't know how to do something, or you don't know something, it's okay. And
Yeah.
I think that it would be really cool to see someone do artwork for like a shirt or artwork for like a sticker. Especially because like, I mean, mental health is real, and I have borderline personality disorder. So I also have a lot of times where like I'm just not functional.
Yeah.
So I think I would love to support other artists and see like what they do with our artwork. I would love to have someone helping us do like the managing and have like someone doing our social media. Like that would be amazing. But I'm also not going to wait for that to happen. I'm
Yeah.
not going to wait for us to have money for that. I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to treat
It'll
this
come.
band.
You gotta just trust the process. And
Yeah,
then
we
it'll
trust the
come
process.
the way it's supposed to, because you don't want to start out and just somebody like, oh yeah, I want all this
Mhm.
money. Of course you got to pay people their worth, but
course, yeah.
I feel like if you find them along the way, they're going to want to work with you, and
And
everybody
we've
will
had
make
that
sure-
happen too.
Everybody will make
We've
sure.
had great opportunities. There's been like amazing people who are just like, hey, I'm going to come out to your show and just record it with my camera. Hey, I'm going to come out to your show and take photos because I just liked your songs.
Yeah.
That's been
There's so
super
many people like that.
amazing. Yeah. And like, and I'm like so bad at like taking things from people. I'm like, do you want a shirt? Are you sure I can't
I'm
buy you a mail?
horrible.
Like, I'm like, I'm terrible. I'm like, please let me be nice to you. And they're like, no, I just did it for, did it for the bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do. There's so many people, and there are people that I've realized by doing this podcast
Mhm.
are people like the musicians and stuff that have 9-to-5s. They're people that have 9-to-5s and they find a hobby.
Yep.
And they love music, they love show, and they love scene. And there's such a scene in Philly. It's it's so cool.
It's a huge scene. I
It
think
is. It's getting bigger and bigger, I feel like.
I originally moved to New York City. And I love New York City, don't get me wrong, but it was so hard there because I just was basically had no time to go to open mics and go to do anything because I was just like working to afford to live there
Right.
and just working all these jobs, and I was just too tired. And like I also, was diagnosed but not really treated, so I was not
You're
doing
all over.
great.
Yeah.
Moving to Philly was more affordable, and it did definitely open those doors for me. But I've also met such amazing people here at like open mics and stuff that are just like, hey, like you're cool and I like your music, or I like your style, or I like your art, so I just want to work with you and I want to do this with you. And we live in a capitalistic nightmare. We all have bills to pay, absolutely. And I think you should pay people what they're worth. And this is a real job. It's not, for a lot of people, this is a real job. This is what, this is what we do. But I also think there's something really cool in the community of music of being like, hey dude, like I just want to work with you. I just want to be in a space with you. And I think that's amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is amazing. And then it's rough. It's rough for the people not in that. Like I'm in the
Some
community.
people don't get it.
Well, no, what I mean is like there's so many people like that now. And now with
Mhm.
technology, so like I told you a little bit about myself, but not a lot. But like recording and this and that, and now it's like when I started doing what I did, it was like, I mean, we're going on like almost 30 years ago. It was a completely different
Mhm.
world, or 25, 20, whatever. And now like it's crazy because like somebody can just get some stuff and learn. Doesn't mean they're the best, but that's part of them sometimes saying, hey, I'll just work with you because
Mhm.
you're learning, they're learning, everybody's learning,
Yeah.
and it works.
And it
As
does
long
work,
as the
yeah.
product is good.
As long as the product
As
is
long as you
good,
like
and
what
as
you
long
got.
as it, and everyone has a different opinion of like what's good and what isn't good, and why they do something. But yeah, I mean, end of the day, it's like if something's making you make art or make music, then that's great. I don't care if you learned with like a TikTok video or if you went to school for it. Like,
Yeah. I'm
know.
just curious about all this new stuff coming out. I don't really know about any of it.
mm-hmm.
So I'm curious, like Suno and all that.
Is that about what? Sorry,
Suno? Do you ever Suno? Have you heard of Suno?
I have not.
It's an
no.
app. Oh my God. It must be because of my algorithm. I get
What is
flooded
that?
with it. It's an app that basically, like you can do basically like you do with chat or with like AI. Like you can prompt it and then it makes a song.
I hate that.
So
Oof.
I just got something on my feed today that I shared that Taylor Swift she just trademarked her voice because that's where AI is. That's, they're finding ways to make laws, and artists have to find ways to protect themselves.
We shouldn't have to do that.
We shouldn't have to, but someone like her, it makes sense. She can sue because the AI, they've probably had so much learn, and so it's crazy because it shouldn't. It's like it's all in real time right now.
It's not something we should
And
have
there's
to worry
laws
about.
being created. It got rolled out way too fast with nothing
Agreed.
being created to protect
Agreed.
all the people.
Agreed.
So it's
Yeah.
like now it's just that fight to make that happen, and
No, like
that's a whole rabbit
all art
hole.
is valid unless it's AI. Sorry.
Yeah, I
That's-
mean, I'm having enough. So
If you made your song with AI, I don't want to hear it.
I just
Hmm.
I just
don't
had
care.
to. Well, I talked to somebody like an engineer who somebody went and did that. Right? They oh yeah, I wrote the lyric, whatever they did,
Mm-hmm.
and then they went to like an actual studio to say, okay, now can you make it real? It's like, and the producer engineer was like, but you didn't actually make this song, just so you know, and now you're asking me to make it real.
Yeah.
So this is like I was talking to
super
someone.
weird.
I always end up talking about this because it's music, and it's like, what is this?
Well, we're
doing?
dealing with it now.
What is this
so
doing to the 5-year-olds or the 6-year-olds that are being raised on this? That like their mental
I hate
health.
it. Yeah.
I know it's music, but this is like I feel like it's a mental health thing. Like,
It's a mental health thing. It's like
that's gonna be like not good.
wasn't there an AI musician that made like the Billboard 100 or something like that, or did I make that up?
No, I don't know if it was Billboard. I'm sure you didn't.
It
Make
wasn't
that up
Billboard. It was
because like
I was so mad because I was like, we're out here busting our asses, and we're not anywhere near there, and it just
that's why we
Yeah.
gotta just keep the community.
you gotta
and
keep the community, yeah.
And that's part of me doing what I'm doing and going around and meeting people and then hopefully introducing people to each other. We just got to do what we got to do to like
Agreed.
keep our own community because we
Stand our
can't
ground,
control
yeah.
we can't control the
We can't
the
control,
world
yeah.
or
We
the
can't,
system.
we
but
can't
we can
control,
control
like,
our own
the-
lives
yeah.
and our own. And Philly is full of people just like us.
Mhm.
So that's the great. And I'm sure and all of the world is. I'm
Yes.
sure. It's just that the people being born into it, and if they're not taught, they don't know.
They don't know.
So like you're even though you're a little bit younger, but you still lived in a time that this was like this and this was like this. You know what I mean? Now we're in a time that people are being born right into like
This
oh,
crazy,
yeah, just
yeah.
prompt everything and
It's sad. I mean, it's sad that it's something that we have to deal with, and like I agree, they rolled out AI way too fast, and there's no ways to regulate
it just
and
happened
there's
like
no.
that overnight.
And now it's like it's a threat to the environment, to the economy, to everything. It's a
Everything.
threat to everything, and it just it makes me really mad because I think that in another world, like in a different timeline, AI could have been a helpful tool for other things, and yet we're using it to like make the things that we like to do. Like it's like why would I want to write music? Why would I want an app to write music for me?
Yeah.
And like I don't want to do my laundry. I don't.
Yeah.
Like that's where why are we making that's
Right.
that's a whole other thing. But like I think it's sad because it cheapens the experience of being a musician, and I think that whatever your genre is, whatever artist you like, whatever if you're good or bad, I don't care. I'd rather hear like a bad song by a real person than like an AI song any day.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Well, they're all getting in some sort of trouble slowly but surely.
Too slowly, but I hope that the consequences.
I mean, I don't know.
slowly, but I don't know.
It is what it is, and we
It is
could
what it
talk about it
is.
forever. And
You're
the
right,
thing
yeah.
is, I don't trust the major labels at all. So everything's a mess to me. No matter what. That's why Music Is Our Hero started when I created that, like back in 2011. It's all a mess, and we're never gonna. It's a mess.
It is.
It's disgusting.
It's a mess, and
It's
we're
a disgusting mess that I can't even think about.
Mm-hmm. It's a mess, and we're
Like,
doing
what are
the
you
best we
doing?
can
Like,
with it.
you could do so much, and this is what you're doing.
I ask myself that question so many times a day. Like,
What?
you could do so many. You could do so many things. You could do so much, but why are you doing this? Like with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll like with every experience I have, I'm like, you could have done anything else.
Yeah. But this is what you're doing.
But this is what
But
we're
like
doing. Yeah.
I mean like with like the politicians in the music industry and like the ones the weirdos running the world.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you wish that indie venues did? Like, what's something you really like about indie venues that they do for indie artists, and then what's something you think they could do better?
So by indie venues, do you mean like
I guess it's
like a more like low key venue, or do you mean like a
I guess
like a DIY venue?
so DIY venue. Well, DIY venue would be.
It can be in general.
I guess it would be somewhere where it's a business that owns the
Okay,
venue.
gotcha. Yeah, okay.
And
I think that something that's really cool about indie music venues, I think that they do a lot of community events, which I really appreciate. Like they, open mic nights, karaoke nights, whatever. I think that I like that they put in the effort to get people to come. Like I just went to Goat Brunch for Johnny Brenda's. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was so great. I went for the goats. I stayed for the delicious brunch, and I've been to great shows there. There was goats,
Actual goats,
like actual goats, like bleh, goats.
Oh,
they were awesome, and I pet them, and it was great, and I had a great time.
That's interesting.
And and that was brunch, but like they do community events like that, and it was free. Like the goat experience wasn't like you didn't have to pay anything. It was like part of the event.
Yeah.
You paid for the brunch. So I think that doing things like that is something that I like that venues do. I think that's something they could do better. I think that venues rely way too heavily on promoters. And I think while there are good promotion teams out there, I think a lot of promoters are very predatory. And they charge way too much. They take way too much from artists, like absolutely way too much for doing basically nothing. Barely give you a show flyer, barely give you a link to the event, be annoyed for every question you ask. I feel like if venues, I don't know, like maybe they did booking in-house and paid their artists a little more fairly instead of paying a promoter to do like not a lot and take a lot from the artist. I think that that's something that indie venues in Philly could do better.
Yeah. That is a good point.
I mean, that's why we're doing DIY. It's because
I even as, a DJ, it's like you get booked somewhere and it's like, do you guys not want business? Like, do you not want people to know about this? There is something going on in the whole scene when it comes to that part, like the marketing and the like you're saying, like the promoters. I mean, if you're not doing anything, like back in the day, like they got away with that, obviously, like 80s, 90s, because it was a different scene. But now artists are gaining control, and it's like we'll just promote ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, that is something.
I mean, and there are big promoters out there, but maybe that's a thing that too many people are calling themselves promoters. And
I think there's like a lot of local promotion. I mean, there's still a lot of venues in Philly that don't use promoters, and I think they do better and book better artists, frankly. I mean, I also honestly, I don't know enough. I don't want to talk out of my ass either.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure these venues don't use promoters, but the few times I've applied, I haven't dealt with a promoter. I've dealt with the venue directly.
Yeah.
And I've been turned down by them, but I got turned down by the venue, and it was like, you don't have a big enough draw, or we're booked, or whatever reason that they couldn't book me, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've booked other shows where like, we pack the place and walk away with $30, and it's like, oh, the promoter fees, and I'm like, but you didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So I think that a lot of venues rely way too much. Like they don't just have an in-house booker that does the booking, and instead they just like hire promoters. And I think that like I've reached out and they'll like redirect me to the promoter. They won't do the booking themselves.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if they like did the booking in-house and like kind of cut the middleman, because like you said, we promote our shows ourselves.
Yeah.
We do all of the work.
I mean, the venue.
We get the people to the venue,
and the venue just has to get involved.
I mean, it deters me from wanting to do that.
My experience with a lot of venues is they don't even promote properly.
They don't, because
it's a huge. It makes me so frustrated, because I will give you all the product. I will make the flyer. I will do this. I will do that. I will. I will do sponsored ads on social media and blah blah blah. And it's like I have to hit up this venue like every day. Like, can you guys You know what I mean? I did all this stuff, and then 3 weeks later, which was like a week before this event I was having, they finally like reacted to something, and I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm just not going back there. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, it is, and it's not even like I don't want to work with promoters at all, because there are a lot of good promoters. I'm not saying all promoters are like this. Like, there are good like promoters who actually still do the job. What I'm trying to say is more like it deters the community away from one, because like you can't be like as inclusive and like not inclusive, accessible when you do shows like that, because it's like, well, we can't do comps because we're only making so much money, right? So then a lot of people just don't go to the show because they're like, well, I'm too broke to go, which is so sad because people want to go and listen to music. But also bands are going to want to play there if they're like, they don't want to do all that work to get 30 people out there or 20 people, 10 people even, to get 10 people out there or whatever, only to be like, well, yeah, but we're taking $300 at the door, so actually you're only going to make $20 each, you know, and by each I mean each band, not each band member. And DIY venues don't do that to you, you know, and DIY venues, you know, will let you in if you don't have money.
are the DIY venues set up like a business though?
They're not, no.
Then that's why they can.
That's why they
Because
can.
like
And
these
like, I
places
get
that have
that.
bars and stuff, it's like they have insurance and this and that.
Oh,
and blah,
absolutely.
blah, blah, blah,
and you need to
blah.
make money. Absolutely.
And
I
then
just
to pay
think that
their
like,
this. So that's, yeah.
and you need to make money. I totally get that. I think that we need to make money, and there's like, you make it impossible to play here.
Yeah.
You know, if we're doing all this work to get like 20 people out and then walk away with $20, you know,
Yeah. You have to come
even
up
though
with
the
another
only reason
system.
people are there is to see the bands.
Yeah.
But it deters people, and that's why the DIY scene is so strong in
Yeah.
Philly, because there's not that many independent venues.
Right.
And there's hundreds of bands.
They can't survive. That's
thousands
why.
of bands probably.
Yeah. All right. So the single, how do you say? Ya Quisieras.
Ya Quisieras.
Ya Quisieras. Ya?
Ya
Ya Quisieras.
Yes.
Ya
Ya
Quisieras.
Quisieras. Yes.
So with the smile, with
All
the,
good.
whatever I'm doing, whatever
All
you're trying to
good.
get it out. Now, that's a single. You said you put a single out last year. So are these just singles you're dropping, or is there an album in the making?
We're just doing singles. I would love to do an EP. Right now we have another single that we're going to put out called Ballad of the Press. That's coming out later this year. And then we have some other songs we're like cooking that we might record and release. Right now the two singles that we know are coming out are Ya Quisieras and Ballad of the Press.
Cool.
Yeah. We are going to be at West Philly Porch Fest. We're going to be next to Dottie's Donuts. We're going to be out there.
Now, is that like a big...
That is everyone. West Philly has a lot of porches, so people just go on their porch and perform.
It's a bunch of porches involved.
Yes.
Okay.
It's awesome.
All right.
Our next like show at a venue is at Century. Well, after this comes out, our next show at a venue will be June 13th at Century.
Okay.
We're doing, I guess by the time this comes out, we did Latin Punk Fest on May 23rd, and we played at Nikki Lopez with Cam Girl.
Okay.
We're really excited about that one.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Nikki Lopez since it changed.
I
Dobbs.
haven't been there since it changed either. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Cool.
I've been wanting to play there, so I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a nice little space. I guess they probably kept it the same. I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess you'll find out.
I'll find out.
Or you found out.
Or I found out, yes.
All right.
Future Nat found out.
Yes. Future Nat found out. All right, cool. All good stuff. Thank you for taking the time to talk. And I do
Thank you.
I don't know if you've seen my podcast at all, but there's one more question at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is, how is music your hero?
Oof. Well, how has it not been? Music has saved me from myself many a time and said the things I couldn't say. Yeah. Music was when I was a kid, I had a lot going on, and music was my safe haven, was my oasis. So
Yeah.
that's how it's my hero.
Yep. I understand that fully.
Mm-hmm.
So great. Well, anyways, yeah, thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank
taking
you.
the time to
It
talk.
was
It was
so
a
much
nice
fun.
meeting. And I'm sure our lives will
Yes.
cross along the way again.
Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you.
Until next time, keep creating, keep connecting, and keep building together. Remember, We're in this together. So let's keep each other's shine alive.